Hello and welcome to another edition where we are looking at local government reorganisation, what it means in the areas on the devolution priority programme where those decisions are being made. And today we are looking at Essex. My name is Sam and I am the partner manager and an LGR expert here at Icotech Services. So here is Essex, and as you can see from the image, the Secretary of State has approved a 5-unitary model for Essex, and that is going to replace the existing county and district. And then there were 2 small unitaries over in Thurrock and in Southend, with the following new councils. So we have again, I think some of these names may change, but we've got West Essex, that's including Epping Forest, Harlow and Telsford. We've got North East Essex, looking at Braintree, Colchester and Tendring. It's one where in particular I think we could see that Colchester name retained in some way. Just given the historic importance of Colchester as a town and now city. We've got Mid Essex Council featuring Brentwood, Chelmsford and Malden. South West Essex, which includes Basildon and Thurrock, and we'll get into a little bit more about Thurrock and what that's going to mean for Basildon and Basildon taxpayers with the amount of debt there is in Thurrock. And also South East Essex, which is the remaining areas. That's Castle Point, Rochford and Southend on the Sea, and that's that bit in that bottom right hand corner there. So why have we gone with this 5-unitary offer? There were lots of different options on the table in Essex, but overall, the government have decided that this again best balances that local identity. So, what do people locally identify as? Do they identify more with people in this district or this district or district? And those commutable lines, especially when we're looking at that sort of that southern corridor down the bottom of Essex, real commuter belt into London. Where are those different sort of commuter areas? Where are we seeing those different population centres up in North East Essex, and West Essex in particular again as well? They are all manageable size, so generally these are under 500,000 population, which is that sort of government sweet spot. There is that service sustainability as well, which they also believe is around that number. And it also does address those financial problems and that financial risk there is in Thurrock. And it has been announced that a big part of Thurrock's debt is going to be written off as part of this process. That means it won't be passed to the council taxpayers in that new Southwest Essex council. So what's next? Well, as we've seen in some of the other areas, that it's looking like there could well be challenges. And Essex County Council said in their initial reaction to this that they're looking to challenge that LGR decision. But I think this is really crucial. We have got the local election period, so nothing's going to happen in this pre-election period that we're in right now. Whether it will happen after the 5th of May, again, Essex is one of those councils, one of those counties where we're expecting to see some change in terms of certainly that political makeup of the council moving forward. Whether it's a change in leadership, we've got to wait and see. But because we're in that page, and a lot of the opposition councillors have actually backed this proposal, along with the majority of the local MPs. And most of the district councils seem adverse to joining any of the proposed challenges that we've seen so far, because the majority backs this sort of 5-authority model over the 3-authority model that the county preferred. It may well take a big part of as to who is going to be leading that council moving forward. And I had a meeting last year at their conference with KCC leader Lyndon Camarkin, who is the reform leader down in Kent, and she was telling me that the very concept of LGR will be challenged in the areas where reform are holding that power. We also obviously know that Essex is home to Nigel Farage's constituency in Clacton. So again, it may well be something that they, as a party, we know that they are against further devolution, and we're seeing that also in the political debates over in where I am in Wales and also up in Scotland about devolution and what that's going to mean. And we also know that this therefore may be the area where they challenge that whole premise of LGR. Could well be Essex if they win a majority on the council, just given where their MPs sit. We've got Richard Tice in the area as well, just sort of above. And talking to him, he's claimed that if there's any outstanding areas of LGR at the time of the next election, they will stand on a pledge to cancel all remaining LGR. It should be noted that to date, this has not appeared, as I have seen, on any official document for the election. I'm not in Essex. There may well be things that are going around. There may well be things that are being said on the doorsteps that I'm not aware of. But again, just sort of saying some of those challenges which might be coming down the line, which are then going to affect the local authorities that are moving now into that planning stage. And as I say, most of the districts are in favour of this model. So most of the districts are now in a relatively happy place, especially as that Thurrock money has been written off. How are they going to respond to any challenges that come from the county council, as that may well be? Some of the other things that are really worth noting in Essex is that, unlike in some other areas, this is a really straight swap. So 2 districts, 3 districts, they are joining in their entirety together. There is no parish splitting. There is no little bits of boroughs moving left, right and centre. So it's a very, very clean, very simple version of LGR. Which I think is to be welcomed, and it's going to make things a lot easier for those people doing those plans, doing the risk assessments, doing the structural governance as well, because they are now able to start working together. Those districts are now able to start really forming partnerships from today, moving forward over the next 22 months until their vesting day. And therefore they can kind of leave the county council to be sort of doing their bits around the side, and ultimately they are then going to have to start splitting things up. They're going to have to start splitting those services, moving things into those different areas. And you would also hope that this will really make things a lot easier from a governance perspective, from their point of view, and also from a 2P transfer point of view as well. If you're interested in finding out any more about LGR or what we do here at Icotech Services, make sure you give us a follow in the links down here below. We'll be doing one of these videos on every single area where a decision has been made, as well as looking at all those areas which are not in the devolution priority programme, what's going to be happening where you are over the next few videos. So please like and subscribe for more, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.